Hello Aquarius, thank you for tuning in. We're doing a weekly reading. We're just going to see what cards may come out from Spirit. Message for Aquarius for this week. Some topics to focus on, some habits to reconsider. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sometimes it's helpful to watch videos not only for your rising sign. I was just doing the Capricorn reading, and there's a woodpecker out back. I brought the recording. We're still at the summer place, and I brought the recording inside today to avoid the noise, and then I was very distracted by the sounds on the back porch because there's no one here right now but me. During the last recording, I kept hearing this knocking, and I thought it might be a woodpecker, and I went out, and in fact it was a woodpecker, and there's also a pair of cardinals singing back there quite beautifully. It's really wonderful. It's just, this little paradise in the woods. I mention it not to make you jealous, Aquarius, that I'm at a summer home. It's not mine, I'm renting it. But the light isn't really great. It's sort of washing out the colors a little bit. Anyway, all of that blah, blah, blah aside, we have a message here pretty quickly out of the deck for you from Spirit. We're starting out with the World card, and the camera has decided to focus for you, which is great. Then we have the King of Wands, reversed, and then the Queen of Wands. So, Aquarius, what are we seeing here? So there's a pair, right? The King and the Queen, the masculine and the feminine, but the masculine is reversed. So what are we going to see for that? We're starting out with this predominant energy. Your first card is the World. And the World is about kind of coming full circle, completion. Not unlike the Wheel of Fortune, except it's a slightly different read with the World. We have fulfillment, right? The Wheel of Fortune, which has that same sort of cyclical feel to it, is about the fact that things are always changing, right? There's always transition happening. And with the World, we have a completion and a sense of fulfillment. Generally, it can also mean, what's the word? Like an integration, right? A period of time when all the pieces are starting to come together. And then we have these two energies, right? I think it would be an oversimplification to say that it's a man and a woman, or just a masculine energy and a feminine energy coming together. I think there's more to it than that. So let's consider what changes when the King of Wands is reversed. And I'm not really sure. I think it could be the wands as a suit are about passion, right? Fire, this inspiration, and this sense of making plans and ambition and taking action, and very active, lots of energy and sort of this fiery kind of way of being. And when that king gets reversed, I think he loses some of that sense of fire. And we have, the big picture isn't as clear anymore. There's not that complete confidence in the ability to lead. That masculine energy is muted, right? And it starts to be it's not weak, right? It's just misguided. So it's still strong and fiery, but it's going in the wrong direction. And then the Queen here, she's determined. She's upright. She's powerful. She's strong. she is also full of fire, and she's very determined. And this one is kind of off the rails a little bit, right? There's a sense of an expectation of an outcome that is unreasonable. So there may be some tension in you. This could be two people butting heads a little bit, both very, very fiery and disagreeing. The queen being absolutely sure about the position taken, and the king maybe not sure, but still pretending to be absolutely confident. So that could be what's going on. I get more of a message from Spirit that this is you, Aquarius, that this is all one person, right? So there's part of you that is certain about something right now, absolutely sure, and very, very determined in your actions that you're taking based on that surety, based on that confidence. And then there's part of you that is undermining yourself. And I'm not really sensing what the issue is, what the topic at hand may be, Aquarius. I only sense there's this, you're not really a sign of duality, right? The Geminis, the Pisces, even some other signs have that kind of push and pull dynamic where they can have a completely different opinion on one topic, one side of them, the other side of them, always warring. You're not like that usually. And so it might be a bit disconcerting for you this week that you are of two minds. And this determination, the strength of determination is I think ultimately going to come, you will get to a sense of completion here. You will find the way forward to resolve this matter, but in the interim, there is part of you that is very strongly holding to an expectation of an outcome that is not reasonable. Now, I do want to say, Aquarius, sometimes having unreasonable expectations of outcomes is how we create new things. And the wands are about creativity, right? They're about bringing things into the world that don't exist based on that fire and passion and determination to create. And so maybe, although it may on the surface appear that this unreasonable expectation and this pretending to be confident when you really aren't confident is the lesser energy, and that you should go with this determined, more reasoned approach. Maybe that's not the case. Only you know. But I do sense that this week you'll start to get some resolution around that, around this project, this position, this thought pattern that you're going through. And it's not really clear to me what it is exactly that you're warring with yourself about, but you definitely are of two minds on one thing. I think, you really feel strongly about this belief, even though you know it's not rational, even though you know the expectation here for an outcome that isn't reasonable is a little off base. It's a little crazy, quote unquote crazy, and you should be kind of more reasoned, and your determination is saying, forget about this, forget about it, be practical. And I don't know if you need to be practical. Sometimes crazy things are exactly the way to go. Only you know. But I think I would recommend that you take some time this week and think about it. And if you do, then you will reach your resolution. You'll reach your completion on that thought cycle. Sorry, that's a little vague. I hope it does speak to some of you, though. I think it's exactly the message I was meant to give, even though it does seem a little vague to me. It's not very big on specifics this week. Thank you all. Thank you, those of you that have subscribed, those of you that are following us on Facebook. I really do appreciate that so much. It's wonderful for me to get the feedback from you, to know if these messages are speaking to you, if they're helping you in some way. I do really appreciate that Thank you. I hope that you have a wonderful week and that you'll join us for the September monthlies and next week's reading as well, Aquarius. I wish you blessings.